Hello everybody, welcome to Fleurs. Now this is from our beautiful autumnal range, and as you can see around me, I've got a lot of autumn going on. The colours are phenomenal. So this was our neutral pack of crepe paper that you can see majority of this has been made from. So please jump onto our I Like Crafts website to find that if you haven't already got some. It's wonderful. Now, what I'm going to work with now are our leaves. So these are our educational videos. So we're going to work with the leaves. And as you can see in front of me, I've got a lot of leaves going on. I'm going to bring this in and just give you a little show so you can see what's happening here. Now, what I've done here is I've cut out the crepe. I've done 2 layers. So the wire is sandwiched in the middle. So that means I've got all the ability to add shape and definition. So that's why my leaves are all shaped like this. I've only inked on one side because I know what I'm doing with this project. It's not really going to show that the other edge isn't. But we have this shape leaf. And then we have this shape leaf. And all these leaves you've got in your actual dies. Then we have this one, and as you can see, some of them are quite small. So we've done it that they were all nested. Now let me show you what I mean by that. I've already laid some out on my mat ready because we're going to cut a few of these. But you have got, that's the chrysanthemum, so I'll pop that out the way. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nested sets of leaves, okay, all different. Going down to some really small ones. So if you wanted to make some little tiny door wreaths, maybe even if you use these for Christmas as well, you can make a little door card and pop your wreaths on there. So they just are just beautiful to work with. So we can cut out multiples with them being nested. So let's crack on and get this done. And then I can show you how these branches have been built. So I'm going to pop these to one side. I am going to keep all these pretty colours in view because they are just wonderful to see. Now, on this one, I'm going to work just with one colour. So it gives you a good understanding of how they were built, really. So taking off my paper. And I'm going to work with the grain. Now, using our die machine, I'm just going to flip that paper over like so. Pop these all up here like this. Now I know that I'm working with a piece about like that. So the rest of it, I'm going to fold over. Okay, put a crease down there. And when I say working with the grain is the way that it stretches. So the grain runs vertically and this is the stretch way. So that's the way we're going to work. We're going to work with the stretch. I'm going to cut down that edge so I don't have to fight with all of the paper. We get lots of leaves out of this. And then I can fold that over. I just need to make sure that that is all spread out like so. Okay, so now I have got 4 layers of that crepe paper. Pop that, make the most out of my paper as well. I don't like to waste any of this. Like so, pop it on there. My shim on the top and feed that through. And with this machine I can reverse it, which is fabulous because it makes it quicker. And there we have all of my leaves ready to go. Okay. Like so. I'm going to flip that over like that. I will use all of this, by the way. I'm not going to waste any of it. It's just that it's a bit quicker to do a bit of a batch cut. And then I can then open these up. And so the technique I'm going to show you is the same for all of the leaves, okay? Pop that over there. Pop that out the way. So now I've got all of these going on. Now I like to work them so that they're in twos because I sandwich the wire in between the both of the petals. And I wire them so I've got the more versatility and being able to position everything so I can really make the project that I want. So separating them out. And I'm not shaping any of these. I'm not pulling on them and shaping them in any way. I'll do that actually at the end when I've got them all glued together. And it's very easy to separate all of these. Like so. And then I've got my little tiny ones, and I only want a couple of these. And the reason we've got them all nested and we've given you the different shapes is because when you look at a tree and the branch is growing, the younger buds, the smaller shoots, are always on the end of the branch, aren't they? So that's why we've given you the versatility of giving you the smaller ones. So you've got the new shoots on the end of the branch. So 1 and 2. Okay, and then we're just going to add a little bit of ink. So this is where you have a little bit of fun. So it's entirely up to you, the colourways that you use. So as you can see, I've really mixed them all up because I wanted that true autumnal feel. They're all the same leaf, but I've put lots of different colours all on one stem. And you only actually need to ink the top one, like this. So you only ink one side, and you don't have to ink all of it if you don't want. This is entirely up to you, it's your project. So they're the 3 for that. You can go all the way around if you want to. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to this because at the end of the day, in autumn, all the leaves are changing at a different level, aren't they? They don't all change and they're all at the same rate. Some have only got a little bit of colour on them. Some of them have all totally gone brown or coloured. So this is entirely up to you how much ink you're wanting to pop onto these. When I get to the bigger ones, I do tend to go all the way around. But you can also do the same technique what I did with the one of the flowers and add a little bit of bleach and take the colour out that way. Especially when you're working with the beautiful brown, the bleach technique works fabulous. Okay. And maybe just one more, like so. And what you can do as well, build up your colours. So even though I've done the orange on some of these, I could then go in with a red and just add a little bit of red on the edges as well. It's entirely up to you. Now what we're going to do is cut the wires. So I want 3 quite small wires. So I'm going to say about 4 centimetres for those. That one can be there. I don't waste any of my wires. So then we're going to about 5 or 6 centimetres for these. Like so. And then these ones, again, maybe a little bit. In fact, no, I'm going to change that around. I want one of those. I want a longer one for this. And then we're ready to go. So now it's just all a little bit of gluing and assembling. That's how quick and easy this is. So I'm going to work with this one first. So I've chosen to go with a long wire for the first one because we're going to wire all of these on in one go. So pop your wire on there. I'm going to pick up my leaf and sandwich that in the middle, like so, and sit that to one side. And then we're going to do the same thing. Want a little bit of glue in the middle, a few spots around the edge. Put the wire on that center point, and then capture the wire in the middle, like so. And then once you get actually into the rhythm of doing this, it's quite quick and easy. Okay, that one on there. Sandwich that wire in the middle. And I do actually press down quite firmly on the wire because I want that ridge in the middle to show through with the wire. On here. Pop the wire down. And that will sit on the top. And then I'll just pick it up and give it a little bit of a press to push that glue into both pieces. Wire in the middle. Leaf on top. And again, give it a good press. You can always go back to the ones if you've missed any, once you've started getting them dried off. A little bit more glue in the middle there because that wire's got to be quite secure. And again, sandwich that wire. And also by doing this and adding the glue to the crepe paper and sandwiching that wire in the middle, adds a little bit more substance to your crepe because you've added that little bit of glue. So it makes it quite, you can manipulate it quite a lot. And then just a couple more, and then it's so easy to actually build the branch. And we're going to build the branch onto that very first wire that I put the small one on. Oops. So I just need to grab another little wire, which is here. My tape. So now, wire cutters at the ready again. And these are a little bit longer. They don't all have to be measured identical. And that piece I will save. I'll pop that back into my little wire bag. So the wire again in the middle. Capture that in the centre. Take your time to line these up. You can always go on, if they're not quite 100% sure, you can always go back in with a little bit more ink if you want to. Again, glue in the middle. And with the bigger ones, I do tend to put a little bit more glue around as well. Wire in that centre. This, oops, over the top. Press that in. And then last one, and I do tend to try and work as an odd numbers when I'm working with the leaves and making one of the branches. That goes on there. And ideally, as you can see, I've used glue on all of this, wet glue. You would try and pop this to one side and let the glue set properly before you were then to move on to the next stage. But given for time, we'll just move on. Now I'm using some of my floristry tape. You get lots and lots of different colours in this. So we're working backwards. So now I'm going to have myself lay everything out. So this is me having a look at what I want my branch to actually look like. So then we've got the medium ones. And then we've got the larger one. So that's the one at the top. I do want the two smaller ones. So can you see I'm laying out the figure of what my branch is going to look like. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. So now we can start actually building. So I take a little bit of tape, starting with the longer of them all. And then I start adding tape to the wire. And then working with them all from the back. I'm going to start attaching. So when I get to the wire there, the tape, that's where I start putting the next one on. Put there to the back. Keep going down a little bit. I don't want the other one that close. So then the next one, where I've got the tape starts, I'm going to wire that one in. Like so. But I'm going to go a little bit further down. Again, having them so they're working at the back. So the orange is on top. Where I've stopped with the tape, I add the next one. Like so. Again, from the back, where the tape has stopped, I'm going to add the next one. You can do it a little bit differently, where these are a little bit longer. So you would tape this and only add this much to the actual wire when we're building it in. So now add on here. So it would be lovely to see all your autumnal makes. So what is it that you've bought your leaf collection for? Are we doing wreaths or garlands? Are they table centerpieces? So these are all the things that we can be making. And it's so lovely that we can create all of these ourselves, because at this time of year, or all year round, we're bringing the outside in, aren't we? That's what we're wanting to achieve. So where I've stopped with the tape, I'm going to add a little bit more. Where that wire finishes, start wrapping again. And now, because I've got the longer pieces of wire, my actual first length of wire is only here. I've added it on and added it on. That's why I don't wire all the long ones. That's why you have sections, because that way, in fact, let me undo that, because that's supposed to be at the back. That was me not concentrating. So I've added that to the back. So it means now that the wire is adding on. So this one finishes here, but when I add this piece of wire, it extends that out again, and we carry on adding the actual leaves. Okay, so that way we're not using all of our wires. We're being frugal with them. And then finally at the back again, where that tape finishes, as you can see, it extends the wire out. I'm going to go right to the end of the wire now. Like so. When I get to the end of the wire, I just fold it over and then make sure it's secure. And then this is where our leaves and everything, our little branches, come to life. We've wired all of these separately. So, like I say, I would wait for them to be dry thoroughly before I start moving them around, just so I don't damage them. But for the purposes of this one, pull that way. And then we've got the three little ones. And I'm alternate alternating, that's a better word, the sides that my leaves are actually at. And then bend where I've got the fabulous little bits of wire. Okay. And when these are dry, it's much easier to be able to do this. So I'm bending all of these. That one, I'm going to bring the actual leaf forward like so. Okay, maybe that one, like this. That is how we create our fabulous autumn branches. They are super, super easy, really, really effective, and they look beautiful. So then changing your colourways, you can then go on and create lots that look like this. Aren't they stunning? They really do look gorgeous. So that is how you create with our lovely leaves collection from our fabulous autumn fleurs. Okay, so show us your makes, get onto all of our pages, Facebook, Instagram, etc., and then we'll be able to show you lots more what's up and coming. So we'd love to see you to join in and be with us and also show us what you're making. So thank you to everybody for joining us today, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button, subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all of our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.